Hey guys, welcome to the Step Outside YouTube channel. If you want to see catches like this, stick around, like and subscribe. Here's what's coming up.
G'day guys, there's something about electric reel fishing that is electrifying. The sound of the drag pulling the engine or the motor in that reel, working its little heart out to pull the fish up from great depths. Today, we're talking and fishing with electric reels. And here is one of our prize catches. Bring her in, mate. Nice. Look at the size of that pearl perch, everyone. That is exactly what we're after. Chicken of the sea, they call them, or a bucket mouth, big giant mouth, very similar to the West Australian dewfish. Well done to you, Johan. Good on you, mate. And this is what it's all about, everyone. If you can get in there and actually catch fish like this, using electric reels, it just saves the arms. I can't wait to bring it to you exactly how to use them. We've had a lot of people and requests asking about electric reels, so we thought we'd make this segment for you guys. When you're catching fish like this, it doesn't get much better. So what Caelan's doing here is he's dropped his line down. We're fishing around 120, 130 metres of water, and we know that because it says it on the counter. I'm also watching the sounder up top here. So now the line's hit the bottom, he's engaged the reel back into in gear, out of free spool. And when we get the bite, you're not jerking the rod like traditional fishing, you're waiting for the rod tip to load up. Now the hooks we're running on that is obviously a little different. We're running some heavier gauge tuna circles, so it's going to hook the fish as well. And when we get that bite, he's just going to put it in gear, and that rotation of the spool is going to lift the fish and get hooked up. So quite a simple way of fishing, particularly in these deeper depths. And braid is a necessity when you are fishing these deeper waters. So fingers crossed we get a bite soon. Got to keep a visual on the rod tip at all times. When it starts to load up, that's when we're going to be striking and bringing up the catch. That's it. Hey! Oh, we lost the bottom one. Most likely to a shark. Another beautiful pearly. And the bottom hooks are gone, what a shame, but look at that, absolutely smacked the bait we're running there, the pilchard. Big bucket mouth on them. If you're wondering what that is, that's his belly. He's just basically trying to regurgitate everything that he's thrown up and what he ate. There's nothing wrong with that, so I'll keep that and reuse it for sure. Nice sized pearl perch off the east coast of Australia. Now one thing you do have to be careful of, this particular hole here, that's because as the pearl perch comes up, he spins around in circles and it wears a hole here. So when I said to Johan then, mate, quickly wind up, as soon as you stop and take pressure off them, the weight of the sinker below, which is, you know, a pound or two, is going to go down and the hook will instantly drop out. And these fish will swim back to the deck. Don't worry about the air bladder, they won't float around, they'll go straight back down to the bottom. So really important piece is to make sure you keep pressure on the fish at all times. But yeah, not a bad fish. They've got to be 380 mil up here, or 38 centimetres. We'll put him on the tail and there you go, he's 41. So nice fish. He can go in here on our ice. So we've hooked up now. The lever's been pressed, we can go a little bit more higher, we can control the rate retrieve here. As long as the rod stays bent, we shouldn't lose our fish. Now, we can control here the drag, the retrieve, and of course the rate of the line that's coming up. And I tend to always grab a gaff here, bring him in, and straight into the boat, because if these things fall off, hold that buddy, thank you mate. The last thing you want to do, there's your fish, mate. What a beautiful pearl perch. Well kicking, well alive. And another lovely pearly. Good one, Caelan. I'll put him on the measuring stick. Yep, he's about 40, 41 centimetres. Not bad. Put him back on the ice, of course. So the gear I'm running here that I'm attaching, or the rig, I'm going to be using a 100-pound Black Magic leader. The bottom end here, I'm just going to put our sinker straight to. So all I'm going to do here is just a double loop, twist it around, wrap it around that loop like an Albright knot for around just 2 or 3 times, nothing too much, because 100 pounds is going to leave a very hefty knot, but that loop is where the sink is going to get tied to. Now I'm going to come up probably about, call it a metre, okay? And that meter then, I'm going to push the line together, and being monofilament, it always twists, just like that. And now I'm just going to do an offshoot of my leader to make a paternoster rig. 5 or 6 times, spread that open. That goes through, wet it. And there's our little offshoot. Look at that, beautiful. I'll do another one for you. Another 100-pound offshoot for our paternoster rig. Again, push it like that. Grab this one here with my middle finger, and then I wrap around with my index finger and thumb this trailing part here. So around it goes now. Once I've done that, I spread that apart. The loop goes through. Teeth, wet it, pull it tight, teeth out. There's your loop. Now I'm going to come up about another 1/2 meter. I'm going to cut it and tie that up the end. Now when it comes to our hooks, quite simple. I've made my own rig. I love using the Mustad 4200D. These are 5.0s. I use the multi-tool here, and the multi-tool, this is my rusty multi-tool, it's been around for a long time, is going to open up the eyelets. I can gang up my own hooks. The 4202 are already open, but they're an offset on the actual eyelet, therefore the hook will stick when you are putting it onto the bait. So I like to have a straight shank going to a straight eyelet, and that's going to do me better when I am actually going to be hooking up my pilchards or squid or whatever bait I'm using. So I'll get these hooked up, we'll get down and catch another fish. So what I'm looking at here, this is our depth, obviously 119, 120 metres. I've got the bottom 95 to 120 metres zoomed in. So I'm zooming in that bottom 25 metre range. And it's showing me here the last 5 metres loaded up with fish. That's what we're wanting to do. And that's going to showcase us exactly what's below the boat. We've got some scattering marks up here in the next level of 10 metres. So in that there could be some pearl perch, maybe some snapper or squire hanging in there just coming off the bottom. But these particular fish here is what we are targeting. And you can see on this side here my marks. I've got big pearly here, I've got big fish written here. So this area here tells me this is where I have fished before, and I know that I do get good fish here. So they're little marks that you put on if you do have a good chart plotter. I use the Garmin, of course, and it showcases the fish up in great depths, providing you've got the right transducer. But yeah, and I'm also over here, I'm running in gear, out of gear with my engine. So I'm keeping an eye on what the lines are doing, because we're running one line out of each side of the boat, and I'm just making sure that the boat, the back end or the stern is facing into the wind, and I'm just going in gear slowly, holding it, turning the wheel back around. So I'm now moving the boat around their lines without their lines twisting up and getting any tangles, and it makes for a much more pleasurable and an enjoying trip. So that's the engine working. You can hear it, it's so solid, it's unreal. We're at 49 metres, 48 metres, 45, 43, 42, 41. How easy is this? Electric reel fishing. And they do come in different sizes as well, so you can fish shallower water. Maybe, you know, it helps you out as you get a bit older and maybe a bit of arthritis in the elbow or hand. It's hard for you to wind, but you love fishing. Why not try electric fishing? I tell you what, using the electric reels is so invigorating. It's great. I mean, this bloke, he's just sitting back having a good old rest. Here he comes. Nice work, buddy. You always notice that we are using our, thanks mate, a landing net to land the fish. That's a lovely fish, buddy. On the squid as well, hey? How about you measure him up? Here we go, I'll do that for you. Close his mouth. Yep, he's fine, just over. And that one, take home for the table. So as you're coming up here, you can see We get to the last 10 meters, mono hits the reel and she stops. So it's all pre-programmed. I can lean over and you are well assured that the swivel's not going to go blasting up into the rod tip. So another great feature of the Shimano Beastmaster and Forcemaster electric reels. So this is the plug system we have. It's obviously 12 volt and I'm using a Minn Kota plug here. In it goes, twist it so it's locked, and we now have power going directly to the reel. If you don't have this system set up on your boat, it's easy to do. Alternative, on this end here, why not just get some alligator clips, have a spare battery sitting down beside you or put it in a gunnel, and of course all you have to do is just put it on to positive, negative, and there's your power. There you go. So to bait up with our gang hook, we just line up the top hook here with his eye and run down. Remember where that top hook is. Now remember where the base hook is. Start at the tail first, like that. Next one goes in. Always work along the lateral line, which is between the silver and the blue. That's his backbone, that's the strongest part of the fish. And the last hook again lines up with his eye. Perfect. We'll drop that down and give it a crack. Now if you're going to run a squid, just as easy. I like using squid, they're a great bait. All we do here, I just put one straight into his head, back, and again, up to the top. It's a perfectly baited up squid, ready to drop down to a fish. So the outfit I'm using here, this is the Forcemaster, and we also have the Beastmaster Shimano electric reels, and they're capable of carrying over 1 kilometre of 80-pound braid, Powerpo braid. Now the rod I'm using here is the Status, and they're rated up to 80 pound, and they're a bent butt. They're specifically made, of course, for this deep dropping stuff. The rod tip up there, it's got a little runner that's also on it. Of course, that just allows it to swivel left and right, whichever way the rod or the current's going to be taking your weight or your line out of your reel. So we've all set up, down she goes. Fingers crossed we get this fish up before the sharks come. Always carry a gaff here. When the line comes up, I can lean out, grab it straight away. Up comes the fish, straight into the boat. Gang hooks are absolutely deadly on fish and your hand. Big pearly. Pull him in, quick. Quick. Pull him straight in the boat, buddy. No, straight in the boat. Well done. Oh, what a cracker. Well, there you have it, everybody. Electric reel fishing certainly is a lot of fun. We've got our bag limit of pearl perch, super stoked. And of course, if you want to get out there and have a crack at doing electric reel fishing, it is for anyone wanting to get out there, hit these deeper waters, or even in close. Again, it's just a lot of fun. Takes a little bit of the effort out of all that winding, and of course, you're just going to have an enjoyable day right at the end. There you have it, everyone. These are going home right up for the dinner table. Here's some tips to get you underway.
Now here's some tips to electric reel fishing. A Shimano Beast or Forcemaster reel is ideal. Match it with a Status deep drop rod. The Minn Kota adapter plugs is ideal. You don't need the alligator clips. A paternoster rig to suit the depth you're fishing, and try fishing those deeper waters for the ooglies you may never have tried for before. Good luck.
And of course, thanks for watching Step Outside YouTube channel for lots of cooking and fishing action. Like, subscribe, and of course comment for more catches like this and cooking recipes.